Hello. So it is Monday the 18th. We were in Pokhara since Thursday, just on a little vacation from Kathmandu, break between teaching groups. Today was our first day back. You can see I have some mendi, some bangles that the women gave me today. There's a festival that starts today, so everyone had their green bangles, and some nice ladies gave me some, so they'll be jingling. Pokhara was amazing. It was a nice little vacation. I didn't teach today, but today was sort of really great, really fun. Had a lot of fun playing with some of the kids in general and hanging out at the center while other people presented. And then Lizzie had promised our original group that we were going to do what we called lunch bunch. So a lot of the parents in our group had very, very specific questions about things that were going on with their children that they wanted answers with. And instead of taking up the group time, problem solving everyone's stuff, we told them that we would meet with people individually during lunch for the next till we leave. And we said it many, many times and really made the promise that was going to happen and we'd help them. And then we problem solved everyone's stuff and went to go meet with people today, and we got through one person's one question in the entire span of lunch, and still kind of came out feeling not so sure if we'd really helped her, and just realized just realized that, parents have these really specific questions, which happens at home all the time, but at home you have all this time to work on it, and then you're spending time with the child so you can see them and really analyze the situation yourself, or we're just having a parent say this thing is happening. In some cases, we've never even seen their child, let alone the behavior, and trying to help them problem solve it without us being able to be a part of it in any way. Like at home, you would set up some ground skills maybe before you sent a parent off with the plan, and you would maybe problem solve a plan or problem shoot a plan or do some things. And we had this one parent with this one common kind of behavior that she wanted to focus on, and we went from trying to explain replacing the behavior with more appropriate forms of behavior to then explaining, going into how, of course, when that starts, she said, but he's going to get mad. I said, yep. So then we had to start talking about temper tantrums and how to deal with the temper tantrums, and then it became, well, yeah, but what happens when we go to someone else's home? So when we go to a friend's home, we can't have the tantrum. Then we're like, okay, well, this is what a social story is. So with one parent trying to teach, things that, in the replacement room we talked about in our class, but went into detail about how to do that, and then how to deal with a tantrum, how to deal with an extinction burst, and a social story, and teach all of that in this short time without ever seeing the child, without being able to explain. I don't know, it's challenging. So Lucy and I looked at each other and realized we needed to figure out how we're going to do this, because we have several more families that we need to go through this with, and it's really challenging. And I think we even left her not sure if we helped her, if she felt like she could walk away and do anything that we just said. So it was a little overwhelming. And then, so Liz and I were talking about how we were going to handle this, and then I was sitting over in the playground when a group that I worked with before was supposed to be watching a child during their session, and one came over to me and started talking to me and saying about how my child is, doing this and kind of stimming on his hand, and what do I do? So I started to talk to her about that a little bit, and then she said, oh, but then he's also doing this behavior, and started to sort of going to maybe talk about that, but then was also wanting to say, we're going to try and talk about this at another time, because we're trying to figure out how to help all these parents in a clear and efficient way. And then Dad came over and said, oh, he'd handed me his child's report card, which just sort of had doing good, bad, improved on different kind of skills, and said, did you analyze that? What do you know about him? And it was hard, and trying to talk to him about that, and another parent. So I went from just sitting on the playground to having 6 or 7 adults around me trying to ask me how to solve all their problems, and and then just having to say, I can't do it right now. Lizzie and I have a plan. We're going to meet with you guys all tomorrow. And just, I feel bad. I feel like I wasn't able to really help them as much today as I would have liked to. But hopefully we have a plan for tomorrow to maybe get them all together, the ones who have behavior problems, the ones who have self-stim problems, and try and social going through social stories would be appropriate and group them into it. But it's so hard because the second you start talking, they say, well, what about this, and what about this, and what about this, and it becomes so individualized that you could spend half an hour on every single one of them, which is, you know, what happens at home. And so it's sort of challenging to feel like, I don't know, like, is it helpful to sort of give the answer that we can give and the answer that we have time for, but it's like, will that be any help at all for them? You know, will they be able to go away and actually implement any of that? I have no idea. And we have to teach tomorrow too. So it's like we have to teach during our lunch, do all this with everybody, and then work with the kids. So it's going to be kind of exhausting. Or crazy, I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. So, but on a good note, I had a really fun time playing with a little girl there. It was just nice, and everyone's group seemed to go well. We saw a really amazing session between the speech group with Celine and a little boy that they got to sign and request for ball, I think in 5 trials. I mean, that's one of the things that's been super amazing to see, that these kids are so ready to be given skills and structure and be engaged with and play. Like they are like almost like no kids I've ever seen before. You start and they're like going like this because I think they're ready and eager to get to learn. So that's been really exciting. And then I think and then Nikki and Renee today have been meeting with the Ministry of Education. I don't know how that's gone yet, but that's super exciting. So some government officials to just teach them about autism and explain, I think, what it is. I don't know how that's gone yet, so hopefully we'll see them in a bit. And then we're going to, I think, there's a music teacher that's been in our program, so I think we're going to go see his program. So it should be fun. I will try to upload this tonight. I don't know, the connection is so hard. This could end up not getting posted till I'm back, but I'll do my best to get something up today. All right, bye.